Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday, August the 20th. I hope everyone is doing well today. I want to provide you with an economic stimulus update on the potential skinny stimulus bill that the Republican Party is putting together as of right now, as well as give you an update on those eviction moratoriums that are taking place right now in multiple states and that are starting to fall off in other states. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about all that coming up next. Hello everyone, my name is Paul Zachary Shelton Jr. and I'm the Chief Investment Officer of Warwick Shore Advisors. We are a wealth and investment management firm located in Orlando, Florida with clients all across the United States. If this is your first time coming to my channel or seeing one of my videos, I ask that you please hit the subscribe button. Please ring the bell so that you can get an update each time we post a new video. And lastly, please like and share this video to help me increase the financial literacy of our globe. So today I'm going to come to you with another familiar topic about the economic stimulus update and add some caveats to some of the new things that are going on. Really quick, from an economic standpoint, it seems like the economy is starting to get a little bit better. And from the corporate earnings standpoint, we've seen Target and a few other major retailers like that release their quarterly earnings, and many of them directly contribute their success over the second quarter due to the economic stimulus. The stimulus payments that everyone received and the unemployment payments that everyone was receiving. So this provides a backdrop to some of the conversation that we're going to have next as to whether Congress should put forth another plan, which we all agree, at least most of us agree that they should, and most importantly, what should they do with that plan? So as of right now, before I get to the proposal, or I should say the second stimulus proposal that the Republican Party is working on, I just want to provide you with an update because I did receive some questions about the eviction moratoriums. So on a national level, starting on August 24th, which is coming soon, there's a possibility that millions and millions of people will be confronted by their landlord or will receive a notice of eviction. So the majority of the moratoriums that were put in place on a national level will expire at this time. And it's very possible that if nothing else is in place, or if your state and local government does not step in to fill the gap, that there could be a significant amount of evictions that take place at that time, just before we enter the month of September. I'm gonna read you a piece of the article here from CNET, and it gives some clarity about this. It says, if further protections or assistance does not come to pass, as many as 40 million people could be displaced from their homes over the next year. Now, this is over the next 12-month period, and this was research provided by the Aspen Institute. Think about that. That is this. That's a 3-year-old that should be quiet right now. I'm making a video, be quiet. So back to what I was saying. That is an extremely large number. Potentially 40 million people could be displaced from their homes. That's going to really tank the whole economy when you look at it from a macro standpoint. Think about what it looks like to have 40 million people that are looking for housing in a certain area or all across the country. You know, you have that many foreclosures and that many evictions that take place. You're going to have a ton of people that are going to stop and circumvent consumer spending on an extreme level. I'm telling you, there's no longer going to be people going to Target, to Walmart, and all those places buying stuff at a leisure. And like a lot of the other retailers, or I should say home improvement chains out there like Lowe's and Home Depot that reported good quarterly earnings, they're not going to see that going forward because people are not going to be doing home improvement projects, and they're not going to be fixing up their house or buying the things that they need in that respect. So hopefully something can get done soon. Hopefully Congress can have a meeting of the minds and be able to bring forth legislation that will pass and provide economic stimulus to help bridge the gap from here to the end of this pandemic. The first stimulus did a great job for the second quarter, but all of that has pretty much ran out as of right now. The stock market ran up on the first amount of stimulus, and the stock market continues to go up because there's belief that the next round of stimulus will be just as fruitful, but there's no guarantee of that as of right now. So I'm gonna give you some of the highlights of the Republican plan and the stimulus that they hope to put together to kind of start and rejuvenate the conversation with the Democrats on providing stimulus relief. Now, I will let you know that it is very possible that this skinny bill that they're drafting together may not have economic stimulus payments, or those direct payments that we all are looking forward to. So what they're really focusing on is business protection, providing those PPP loans, additional PPP loans for businesses, and unemployment. So those are the three things that the Republicans are really focused on with this next potential economic stimulus proposal. And when it comes to unemployment, the proposal is going to be at roughly $300 a week. Now, this is the same as the executive order. So $300 from a federal basis of unemployment assurance. The next thing that they wanted to put in the plan was a $10 billion bonus to the United States Postal Service. Now, we know we know that people don't use the mail as much as they used to historically. We have email, we have so many other ways of communicating. It's like the telegram. Who sends a telegram nowadays? Pretty much the mail is getting to that point. What makes this a very critical point right now is that we are in an election year and there is a pandemic. So the hope is that if the post office can hold itself together and have enough financial resources to make it through the end of this year, then we can have a somewhat normalized election period when it comes to this year's elections. As I mentioned before, the Republican plan, the skinny bill, will provide more paycheck protection loans. So those are the PPP loans that were provided to many of the small businesses and many of the corporations out there, because not all of them were small businesses that received it. We know in the HEALS Act that the Republicans denoted that they wanted it to go to only those that had 300 employees or less. So we're looking for something to be very similar in that nature when it comes to this skinny bill that they're going to provide. The one big caveat in question for those business owners out there that receive the PPP loans is how is it going to affect their taxes? Typically, a business owner is able to write off certain things on their taxes for their corporate tax returns, and those things deal with employee wages and supplies and certain things of that nature. As it was with the CARES Act, if you use any of the PPP loan for those items, you could not write off any of that on your taxes. So that could potentially create a large taxable situation for many corporations out there. Lastly, the Republicans want to add in protection for companies against being sued over COVID-19. So if you go to a restaurant, sit in there, or if you're an employee of a business and you can prove that you contracted COVID-19 from that establishment, they want to protect you from being sued. I think that's a good idea, but I think it's a waste, honestly, because I spoke with a couple attorneys and they advised me that it is extremely hard, if not impossible, to prove that you contracted COVID-19 at one particular location. The virus is so large and so robust at this time that it's very, very hard to drill it down to catching it at a McDonald's versus a Burger King that may be right next to each other. You can't do that. So this is your financial and economic stimulus update for today. If you have any questions about anything that I mentioned, please leave a comment below. Please subscribe to my channel, ring the bell so that you can get an update each time I post a new video. And lastly, please like and share this video to help me increase the financial literacy of our globe. Thank you so much.